like that, and really didn't like this practice because it's soft, it's quiet, it's still. It's, again, it's still. We're working to find stillness, surrendering to find stillness through this practice. So the challenge of that was really obnoxious to my adolescent self, right? My egoic self. So yeah, I just invite you for this practice to take it as it is, breathe, and find what works for you, find the postures that work for you and where it works for you, and then just settle into that versus like trying to do something that doesn't feel good. This practice is so much more about just being embodied versus, like attempting to feel a certain thing. We're not looking towards the expectation or the results so much as just being in the process. And the only way the only way through is through. So just find that stillness and we'll breathe. And I'll go deeper into that as we move into our practice. Is there anything you guys are looking for from practice tonight? Cool, because I have an idea and I like it. So might not get too sciencey or energetic. We'll see how spirit comes through, but I wanted to work with the lungs and the heart meridian tonight. Embodying love, compassion, kindness, distilling and dispelling grief, which gets held in the lungs. So all of this pertaining to breath, right? Yeah. So that's a little. And let's just start. And can we do blankets maybe? Or actually, you guys can use your block if you wanted. This is specific for when you guys on the screen. Danielle, I know you know, but if you feel like you're sitting here, like, and your low spine is falling backwards, coming up onto a seat can really help bring height and space. Or so. You don't even have to sit like that. If it's comfortable, you could sit on the knees too, with the block in between, and that could be really nice as well. Just finding that lifted sense of torso, and then settling into that space, settling into where your body feels that, yes, I can sit here for a few moments as we from the external world to the internal landscape of your vessel or human experience. And throughout the practice today, I just invite you to remember you can always return your consciousness to your breath. You can always use an exhale to let go of something not serving you. And allowing all my voice upstairs, outside, allowing all of those vibrations to simply be a part of the meditation. In yoga, the meditation shapes. So allowing, if they're not already, the eyes to, the face to soften, melt, the sits bones, the base, your foundation, to really connect with the earth here. Allowing the mind to come onto the breath, observing and witnessing each inhalation and each exhalation. Allowing the breath to breathe you for the moment. Watching without alteration the expanse and the rise of the inhales. And the softening, the surrender, the gravity on the body as you exhale. Prana and apana, rise and fall. And for a few moments, with your hands on your lap, however they may be, inviting an intention into your heart space at the center of your chest. And this may want to invite the palms to the prayer mudra. Maybe not, totally up to you. And we'll hold this intention in right here in the center of your chest, this deeper purpose for being here, this anchor for your mind to return to if it wanders. We'll find a couple moments of square breath. So it'll be an inhale in through the nose, a holding of the exhale, and out through the nose and a holding of the exhale, creating a square. So we'll begin this with a 4-second count. I'll guide. Let's start by exhaling all the air out. Finding that empty space, set your consciousness and your intention at your heart, and then inhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, exhaling 2, 3, 4, holding the breath out. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 3, 4. Holding, suspending. 3, 4. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4. Holding the breath out. 2, 3, 4. In. Hold. Exhale. Hold the breath out. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold the breath out. Last round in. Retain. Exit. And press all the air out. A slight tuck of the chin, a bow of gratitude to yourself for coming to your mat today. Gently blinking the eyes open. And I'll restart that music. Welcome back. We'll gently walk the hands forward, finding a tabletop pose. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we'll find a little bit of movement before we move back into stillness. Finding cat-cows, your inhale, lifting the sits bones and lifting the crown up for cow pose. And then the exhale, tucking the tail and rounding the spine for cat pose. And allow the breath to begin guiding the movement. The movement doesn't need to find sensation. It's more of just a simple, gentle lubrication of the central energetic channel, Sushumna, your spinal column, connecting your mind down into the rest of your body. And one more full round here. And finding a neutral spine on the inhale. Let's bring awareness to the palm of the left hand and send the right hand to the sky, opening the heart to the right side on the inhale. And then weaving this right arm underneath the left shoulder, keeping the hips over the knees, lower onto the right shoulder and onto the right ear. Opening up the back of the heart, the back of the shoulder on the right side. The left hand can stay reach forward. And then we can begin practicing sending our awareness into the place that we'd like to bring the prana, the life force energy, the breath. So placing your awareness, say, just behind that right shoulder blade. And then allowing the inhale to expand that space. And then your exhale can potentially soften it. Couple options. If this is really uncomfortable for your neck to be that low, you could utilize your block underneath that right ear to soften sensation or intensity on the neck. Otherwise, we'll remain here for a few moments. Our yin practice is a slow practice, a practice where we truly dive into the posture, into the body, past the external, past the large muscle groups, into the connective tissues, the joints, the fascia, and the energetic channels. And always, if the mind wants to travel into the future or into the past, you have the option to take an inhale, bring that intention you set back in, and then utilize an open mouth exhale to release that distraction. And this is the meditation. This is being here and now, observing the monkey mind without judgment. We are in a practice, not a perfection. And about 3 more full breath cycles here on this side. Full breath in. And draw. Press into that palm and find your tabletop once more. We're going to keep it nice and golden, simple and sweet, transferring sides, working the right palm into the earth, lifting the left arm up to open gently as you inhale, and then weaving it as you exhale. Finding exactly the opposite as you did on the first side. And again, maybe Scott, the block underneath the ear could be really nice here. And this would take a little bit of the intensity out. Perfect. And again, breathing first and foremost, breathing wherever you've arrived, however you'd like that right arm to be. Sending it to the top of your mat, wrapping it around the back, or keeping it under the right shoulder, whatever. There'll be moments where I talk a lot. There'll be moments of quietness. Giving yourself the moment to be in your body, in your practice, with your intention. And you can always drop into the awareness of the body. Is this serving me? Maybe a posture goes too deep or isn't enough, and maybe adjusting as the posture unfolds. So one of the principles of our yin practice is to find a first edge. So, there's my body's communicating to my mind's sensation. And then as you breathe into that space, watching it unfold, unravel, maybe allowing you to go deeper. Maybe allowing yourself to also witness if you've gone too far, maybe coming back, honoring the body in all of the ways
This is self-love. This is self-care. This is being in union and harmony. Body, mind, and that loving awareness that resides beneath all of it. Let's find 3 more breaths here. In through the nose, filling up the back of the lungs. Out through the mouth to soften. And 1 more round on your right. Drawing that left hand back underneath the left shoulder, pressing gently down to come up. From here, take ways cat cows. Maybe Danielle, you'll smile at this. So we're gonna look over the left shoulder, over towards the left hip, left heel, and then the other direction, looking over the right. And notice the spine kind of bending, finding side bends left and right here, or you can find just a couple of gentle cat-cows. I like to bring movement in between postures to restore from time to time. Sometimes stillness is better. Pay attention to you. We'll take another inhale to come back to center as you feel balanced. And then we're simply walking the hands to the top of the mat, lowering the elbows, lowering the hips, Sphinx pose. So this is a heart opening to the front of the space. The back body is getting compressed. The elbows are directly under the shoulders and the forearms are parallel with the long edges of the mat. The palms can be down. They could even pull, like traction towards the hips if you'd like a little bit more intensity. Or the back of the palms could be down in a receiving and giving gesture. A couple more options. You can take your block in between the arms. In case your neck gets tired, you can lower the brow down onto that. And then the lower half of your body, from the hips, the butts, down to the toes, can all soften. So only engaging where you need, and letting go of the tension, the resistance in the muscles and the joints and the cells and the DNA of the spaces of the body that don't need to be activated here. Making any adjustments you need, and then re-arriving, re-anchoring into the commitment to your stillness. Allowing for this soft compression of the kidney meridian, of the kidneys in general, the low spine, to be squeezed of what's old, what no longer serves, the fluids of the fascia there. And what happens if you breathe into that space? What happens if you take a breath into the center of your chest? What happens if you circulate the breath into the nose to the center of your chest, then into the low spine, and then out, softening? I don't know, you tell me. Filling the lungs gently on the inhales, dusting out any grief held there. And exhaling, letting it go.
As we squeeze the kidney meridians and the kidneys in general, we help let go of fears created from the past of the future, helping bring us right here into this moment. If you'd like, for the last minute of this posture, you can walk the hands out towards the edges of the mat. This is if you're feeling like you'd like more. Pressing the palms in, extending through the arms, lifting the chest and the crown back up, deepening into seal pose. Not required, but an option to explore. Maybe it's too much and you come back down. We're going to take 5 full breath cycles, about a minute. Same idea, circulating the breath into the heart, the lungs, down into the low spine, and out, keeping the lower half of your body nice and soft. Wherever you are, 3 more breath cycles. Last inhale. And as you exhale, roll the front side body all the way down. Create a pillow with the palms, and then rest the brow there. And gently rock the hips side to side. And take a big breath in. And exhale. Shake the body gently onto the earth. Feel the Great Mother supporting your front side body here. The air on your skin. And some rest. Maybe feeling the fresh energy flowing through your low spine, circulating out that old, the stuck, the dusty. Finding refuge here, finding retreat for a moment. One full breath in and out. And then pressing into the palms, just come back up to that seal pose for just a moment. I'm gonna guide us into one name of this is Evil Shoulder Opener. The other is Starfish. I think there's some other ones. Those are the ones I know. So we're gonna bring our right ear down, and the right arm's gonna go straight out to the right side. Bending the left knee, so I'm mirroring you right now, and bringing the left hand underneath the left shoulder. We're going to gently come to stack the shoulders and hips, and only go to what feels appropriate for you, that first edge. Some people are going to be able to bind back behind them, bring both soles of the feet to the earth. Some people are only going to be able to stack the hips and the knees and the shoulders barely. The left hand could come behind you or stay out in front of you for support. And in this way, we'll begin to open across the front of the right shoulder. It's definitely challenging when we have a lot of muscle built up and a lot of forward motion in our day-to-day lives. If you'd like, the left foot could come to the earth behind you, or you can even just stack the knees and allow that left leg to soften completely. If it's already too much for you and that left leg is floating, maybe bringing both hips back down to the earth and using the left hand to find that gentle opening across across the right pectoral, right shoulder. This can be a very intense pose. This could be a very subtle pose depending on the body. And just to let you know, I am putting my mask on to come near you. You mind if I touch your foot, brother? All right, I'm gonna let you do and then soften this leg, and then rest there. Can that rest? Kind of? Can this leg rest onto the block here?
Yeah, that might feel a little nicer. If it feels unbalanced, I can move it. Cool. Perfect. So we'll spend a couple minutes here. If the posture brings tingling into those right fingers, that might not be good. You might want to come back onto the front side body early. I have a timer going, so breathing into your space of sensation, sending that intention into that space and letting go of the things that don't serve you anymore. A constant process of life, death, satanama, birth, life, death, and rebirth over and over. And as this is one of our more deep postures, I'll just find 3 more breaths. And as you find that third exhale, simply making your way back to the front side body. Find a little shake out of the shoulders if you have the space for it. And then extending the left arm straight out to the left ear to the mat. Right hand underneath right shoulder, bending into that right knee. And making your way to the other side. Noticing maybe this is more accessible more quickly to your body. Maybe your body's more open on this side in general, or maybe it's a little bit more restricted and there's no judgment there, just simple, loving observation. Knowing this is not an easy posture. There's great challenge to be still in this day and age. Something I think this year has really become all about. The great pause, the great initiation into, and for those who can go inward, go yinward. Getting this gift to slow down and watch, observe, question, to feel what feels right within you. Uh-oh. Sometimes disturb. Do not disturb means not that. Weird. Like I said, letting all things move through you. Being here for another few breaths. Diving into the opening of the left shoulder. And as you're ready, as it feels right, unraveling, coming back to the front side body, palms creating that pillow once more for the brow, and taking a moment. Let's just find 3 breaths of a moment. to soften again into the front side body, held by the earth, hugged by the air. And after that third exhale, drawing the hands back under the shoulders, coming up to a tabletop pose. I'm going to give you a bunch of options here. We're going to go into another deep heart opener before we find a nice soft heart opener. So, options. The feet or the knees can be about hips width distance. We want to keep the hips over the knees. We're going into what's called melting heart or puppy dog pose, especially for us who are maybe tighter in the shoulders. We'll want to support quite a bit. So if you have a bolster, you can come forward like so. If you have a block, you can use the block underneath the chest here. And the arms are going to reach forward. So it's like a child's pose, but the hips are over the knees. And then relaxing the brow down. Perfect. And this is a great place to start. Extending the arms. The hands will be about width or mat width distance. And some of us will be open enough to not even need the block or the bolster at all. So we've already opened across the shoulders, and this is allowing the heart to feel a little bit of pressure downward, the center of the chest to melt towards the earth. And then breathing into that space at the back of the heart where the shoulder blades are squeezing together. So we can awaken not just the front side body, but the back side body as well. For those of you who are really open and the chest can come all the way down to the earth, you might kiss the mat or bring the chin to the earth, even to look forward. And finding gratitude through the intensity or the subtlety. Finding the intention within the breath. And if you'd like a mantra to keep your mind focused, you could bring the Satnam mantra in, truth is my identity, allowing the inhale to draw in the mental vibration of Sat, and the exhale, the mental vibration of Nam. And for those of you who want a lot of heart melting, the hands can come to blocks at the top of the mat. And how do we find peace? Through intensity. We breathe in through the nose, calmly surrendering out through the mouth. 3 more rounds here. Last inhale and exhale. My personal favorite and most comfortable way out of this posture is to bring the hands to center and then press through both palms to bring space and lift the chest up. From here, I'm going to invite you to come seated on the heels. Just shake out the arms. Maybe shake out the neck a little gently or find some neck rolls. I had a massage therapist back in the day who kind of hated working on me because she couldn't get into spaces, especially in here. So she told me to go into doorways and then just, as if this was the doorway, just turn open and just spend like as long as you can, and then maybe see if you can go a little bit more, and that can really help to open across this area in a simple way. You could like be at your house, oh yeah, talking about dinner or something. Yeah, super simple, but it really helped to open up this space. Let's find a little bit of back body opening. So we'll bring the feet out in front. Let's find a butterfly so the soles of the feet will come together. You can, again, if the low spine is dropping back, come onto this block, or you could roll up the back edge of your mat. This can be another nice way if you don't need quite this much lift. Having a block available also to rest the brow on could be nice too, all the props. From here, feeling that kind of forward, the ease of forward motion for the front side body, take an inhale. And it's a forward fold with butterfly legs as you exhale. The back of the palms down. This helps, in my opinion, to relax through the shoulder blades. Since we found a lot of compression in the back body, we're going to open here. So it'll also help bring some space through the whole backside body, not just the shoulders and heart, but also the low spine, as well as through the hips. So you might experience some emotions arise as we open through the hips, or maybe even later, and recognizing that where we hold a lot of emotions in the body are in the hips. So just honoring what comes up for you, naming it, and finding a response space versus a reactive space by breathing. I am feeling and breathing. Emotion being energy and motion showing up as sensation in the body that then connects to a story. And it's our connection to the story that elongates the emotion from something that could only last 6 seconds to however long we want to stay addicted to that. Maybe that trauma, that feeling that the mind or the ego wants to wrap around. What happens if you take a deep breath into the heart space, and then you open mouth, exhale. Is there a moment of peace there that doesn't involve the story? Naming that for yourself and continuing the breath into the back of the heart, down into the base of the spine. And then the soft exhale can relax the front side body. Maybe allowing you to melt a little bit further, a little bit deeper. Maybe the jaw or the neck can surrender some tension. The chin might even come all the way to touch the chest. If there's anything remotely like a competition in yin yoga, it's how much can I surrender? In the practice of can I surrender a little bit more in this moment than the last, than the previous? And find our last 3 breaths here. natural, effortless. And then walking the hands back in, coming to seated. You can keep the butterfly legs if you'd like. You can come off of the block, definitely. So if you're on the block, come off. If you'd like, the legs can extend. We're gonna go into supported fish pose, which is gonna be a soft heart opener. I'll show you and then you can go in. The block's gonna go across the back of the heart and the shoulder blades. And then you can lower down onto an elbow and really just kind of finding that awareness of, oh, it's across the back of the shoulder blades or not. You might need to adjust so that the block comes up a little bit higher. Things to avoid is any pinching in the back body. I'm gonna bring these two blocks for them. Do you have the spray? This one? Okay. Or those ones are clean up there, right? Okay, cool. So in this space, I'm gonna bring some blocks for behind your guys' head. How's that feel? Good, good. Yeah, and then the arms can release out long. The torso can open across the front side body. And really it's wherever the arms feel a yes, wherever the shoulders feel a yes. How much can you relax the lower half of your body? Can the eyes soften? So again, we're opening this front side body one more time. We're moving the shoulders in the opposite direction of so many of our daily tasks. We're allowing the breath to move in through the lung meridians, the heart meridian, inviting in joy, connection, this place of giving and receiving. And with that idea, can you begin breathing as if your nostrils, it's weird, as if your nostrils are at the center of your chest, sending energy in and out with your in and out. Thus sharing your loving kindness, your loving awareness, your loving intention with all beings in this space, in this city, in this world. Maybe as you find softness here, you also build up some tension, maybe in the soles of the feet or the temples. Stress shows up in so many ways within the body. Would you like a block too, Julie? Here you go. Sorry. Dropping into this loving awareness at the center of your being.
The arms tend to be floating. What happens if you bring the hands a little closer towards the hips? Can you relax a little bit deeper in? Maybe so much so that the elbows and forearms come to rest. Yeah, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo is playing in this space by Ashana right now. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, the bowing or the honoring of the divine creative self within. Find about 5 more breath cycles here. Nice full breath in. And as you exhale, rolling gently onto the right side, off of the support system you've created with the blocks or the books or whatever you have available to you. Using the right arm as a pillow, finding the seed shape. Being in the seed of your intention embodied and planted here on your mat in this moment. Just a couple breaths. Then using the left hand out in front of you to press down and gently rise up, only to remove any blocks from underneath you. And then we'll come back onto the back body, drawing the knees gently into the chest. The back of the head can rest on the earth. The shoulders can remain soft. Finding a gentle rocking left and right, or draw circles with the knees. Feeling the back body on the earth here and now. Making sure we twist right and then left. We're gonna soften the arms all the way out long onto the earth. And then the knees are gently gonna go to the left. So we squeeze the right side body a little bit. This should be a nice gentle supine twist. The knees may stack, you might wrap the legs, or simply the knees soften to wherever feels right for you, as long as they're going left-ish. So, Scott, brother, for you, I'm going to have you plant your feet down and then just soften the knees over as best as you can. Just allow them to relax. The feet could separate also. And we'll use this here. Yeah, so we can relax through the torso and the shoulders can relax onto the earth. The back of the heart can rest. The gaze, the chin might look over to the right. It doesn't have to. And the breath can be gentle, maybe guiding it into the navel as you inhale, drawing it up to the heart, and then gently out of the mouth. Allowing for the back of the heart and the shoulder blades to feel supported by the abundant earth beneath you. making that your root line, the place you anchor into, and then the twist happens on its own into the depth that's unique to your expression. And then in your time and peace, when you're ready, drawing the knees back through center and softening them to the opposite side. The feet don't even need to leave the ground. Maybe the chin looks left, maybe not. Doesn't really matter. What matters is the supported root energy through the heart into the earth, through the shoulders held, and the softness, the surrender, the gentleness you can cultivate in your body, in your mind, through the breath. Being in this gentleness for about 3 more breath cycles. And then as you're ready, drawing the knees into the chest and giving yourself a big loving hug of gratitude, inviting into your consciousness something you're grateful for this evening. And then releasing, lying out long onto the earth, Shavasana, corpse pose, final rest. Allowing the heels to make their way away from the shoulders, the crown away from hips, the fingers away from crown. Resting fully onto the earth, supported and held. Being in this softness, our final posture, allowing the breath to become natural, unaltered. Remembering in this moment, you are safe. As the river surrenders to the ocean, surrender yourself to the self, to the source. And if you find you are still swimming on the surface of the ocean, stop swimming and you will sink into the depths of love. Bringing awareness back into your space. Beginning to feel the vibration of the space on your skin. The air returning into the lungs with conscious inhalation and exhalation. Finding gentle movements in fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. And as you're ready, extending the hands overhead, reaching the arms away from the feet and the feet away from the crown, and taking a nice big breath in. And coming back onto that right side body, right arm underneath the right ear, finding that seed shape once more. And then pressing down with the left hand to return to a comfortable seat in your time and your peace without rush or obligation. Finding that comfortable seat, however it may be, and returning the awareness into your whole body. Observing what's present now, the quality in the mind, in the breath, in the vibration, the energy you now hold. And allowing the hands to rest wherever they'd like, or inviting them back into heart center. Giving yourself a little bow of gratitude as I bow in gratitude to all of you here and in the Zoom room. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May it flow through and with you for the rest of your evening and beyond. The light in me sees and honors the light in all and each of you. Namaste. Bedtime.